Frontman opens with Jun-ho reaching the mainland with evidence of the games on his phone. Sang-woo's relationship with Ji-hoon is badly suffering. In the bathroom, we see that a giant chunk of glass is wedged in her stomach. She pulls it free and bandages the wound, but it's a bad one. The finalists have all been given numbered tuxedos as a reward for their success. The frontman is still on the island in pursuit of Jun-ho. He shoots a hole into the oxygen canister that Jun-ho left on the beach. The officer is able to call his superior and request that he locate his signal and send a whole squad there. He also sends him several of the photos and videos he's taken as evidence, which should do the trick, but there isn't enough signal for the messages to get through. Several fine meals are prepared for the finalists on a table in the shape of a triangle. The guards are waiting on the players. Ji-hoon and Sang-woo angrily stare at each other while eating, and Sae-byuk does her very best to remain conscious, all while Jun-ho continues to run around the island, trying to evade capture for long enough to get some consistent phone signal. Eventually, he's cornered. The frontman knows plenty about the gun-loading policies of the Korean police, so he knows that Jun-ho only has one remaining bullet, which he puts in the frontman's shoulder. But that doesn't dissuade him. Jun-ho asks who the hell he is, and finally the twist is revealed. The frontman is indeed Jun-ho's brother, In-ho. He asks Jun-ho to make this easy, but he won't. Instead of answering his brother's question of why, In-ho instead shoots Jun-ho and he falls off the cliff into the ocean. Each sits on their bed and contemplates stabbing the others. Sae-byuk, though, isn't looking too shabby. Ji-hoon approaches her, and after a brief conversation about her family back in North Korea, they agree to make a deal. If either of them can make it out of this, they'll look after each other's loved ones. Before he can swear to this, though, Ji-hoon realizes that Sang-woo has fallen asleep and begins to cross the room with his knife drawn, ready to kill him. Sae-byuk tells him not to, that's not who he is, and she's right. After that wise advice, she begins to lose consciousness from the blood loss. Ji-hoon summons help, but the guards enter with a coffin, not a doctor. When Ji-hoon turns around, Sang-woo is standing over Sae-byuk's bedside, having cut her throat. Enraged, Ji-hoon picks up his own knife and lunges at him, but the guards separate them since there is still a final game to play.